Blue?
No, it's Russ. Open up.
Hey, look, I got a customer coming any minute, so you
I'll open this door now or I'll break it open.
What do you want?
Where's Blue?
How should I know?
You thought it was him at the door.
Oh, sure, I thought it might be, but I didn't know.
Expecting a customer, the first thing you ask is if it's Blue?
Lance gets upset if
Paula!
you interrupt.
Now, the last time I was here, it was business. And this is personal. Now, I won't leave until you tell me. Where's Blue Nobles?
Somebody knocked? It's open!
Hey, John! I thought you'd still be here.
Hey, Gene, how's it going?
Oh, all right. I'm a little tired. Just wanted to stop by to see what the latest is on Blue Nobles.
I found him.
Blue?
There's always one of these things hiding down at the bottom of the bag, always.
John.
I wasn't quite so successful with Blue Nobles.
Well, are there any developments?
Listen, I got an APB out on the guy, and everybody on the force knows how important it is to find him.
Are they reading the paper?
Of course they are. There's nothing like nabbing a headline, just that there's nothing concrete to report, that's all.
Well, what about the outlooks?
It's pretty good, actually. Judging from the sketchy information we got on the suspect, I'd say that he's not a Rhodes Scholar, he's probably a loner.
So there's no one to hide him either.
And more importantly, there's no one to buy him food or to drive him out of the area. I'm making some pretty big assumptions here, but you'd be surprised how so many of these cases parallel their patterns.
Hey, you don't think there's any reason to believe that Blue is a part of a gang, do you?
None. Either the gang's very stupid or they don't know about his favorite pastime.
Oh, well, John, that's all very interesting, but theories don't make good stories.
Listen, Gene, maybe I can tell you a little bit more after I talk to Lori Martin, all right?
Oh, I can give you some news there, buddy.
You talked to her?
Well, I planned on it until I ran into her husband.
Dr. Martin wouldn't let you get through to her, huh? How was he?
Adamant. In fact, I've never seen the guy so angry before.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that on 2 counts, because I know your families are friends.
Yeah, well, close enough to withstand something like this. I mean, Terry's apologized, and I've apologized.
Well, he's not going to be too thrilled about me interrogating her.
Well, I'd say that's a fair assumption, but you're going to be carrying a little bit more legal authority. You want me to warn him that you're coming?
Well, sure, if you don't mind bearing the bad news. Ben has just simply got to realize that there is more at stake here than Lori's emotional recovery.
Yeah, Monk and Hernandez, to name 2 other reasons.
You're still holding out for those 2, aren't you?
Come on, John. I mean, give a public servant his private causes, man.
So that's what a newspaper man is, and I thought I was a slave of the state, right?
Oh, no, they just pay you less for longer hours. You know what? When you talk to Lori, I'm pretty sure that she's going to clear those 2 boys.
I hope she does, for your sake. But that's not the first question I'm going to ask. I want to know about Blue Nobles, and I will do anything to find him.
Now, where is he?
I don't know, out roaming the streets. You think he'd come here to hide out?
No, I wouldn't think that if you hadn't asked for him at the door.
Well, of course I ask. A girl's got to protect herself.
Then protect yourself from me, Paula. Now, the last time I came here, I did you a favor. Now, this is your chance to pay me back. Your first and last chance.
Are you going to kill him?
Why do you care?
Because once I give him away, I don't want him coming back
You
here.
do know where he is.
Well, he promised me I'll be safe.
You'll be fine, okay? Now, tell me.
Yeah, he came here looking for money.
Did you give him any?
$75. But he said that wasn't enough, so I asked for time to scrape up some more.
And now he's waiting.
Yeah, and I haven't got all the money yet either.
Is he gonna meet you back here when you get it to him?
No.
All right, then tell me, where are you gonna meet him?
At the docks in warehouse 19.
Is he waiting there now?
Probably. He said he'd wait as however long it took me. Russ, if Lance ever finds out, he'll kill me.
We'll find out. Thanks.
How was your shrimp?
All right. I didn't get very many of them.
Nothing like the club used to serve, is it?
Oh, that was their specialty. Maybe we should have eaten there.
The memories wouldn't have helped my appetite.
I understand. Some memories have to be faced to be overcome.
Is that why you came back to Kingsley?
I'm back to get involved.
Then I still don't understand. Kingsley's never been the hotbed of political life. I can't figure out why you don't use your freedom, go to D.C. or someplace.
And, sweetheart, I can't figure out why your every other question sounds like you're trying to get rid of me.
You know that's not true. As for getting involved, I just don't see any possibilities here.
Except your father? Yes, Amber, you were being that obvious.
All right. All right, I have said from the start that I want to see you happy. If that means relaxing or getting involved in some civic cause, I really can't say. But I do know it means staying away from Dave.
You don't even call him Dad anymore, do you?
Call him a lot of other things.
You think I'm as vulnerable as a schoolgirl?
Come on, Mother, you know he's here and you know seeing him can only hurt.
So I'm to catch the first plane and fly as far from Dave as possible.
Don't argue in extremes.
Extreme? Me? You nursed a grudge against your father for 4 years? You refused to let go of the past, and now you're making plans to stop me from doing the same?
His responsibility for Kevin's death left me with far more than just a grudge. And as for my stopping you from letting go of the past, I'm much more concerned about the past chasing after you.
Understood.
Well, look who's here.
I was wondering where you were. Dave's joining us for dinner.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, Mom, where's Carla and Jimmy?
You mean Jimmy's basketball game?
Gosh, Jimmy's basketball, I'm sorry. Is he upset because I didn't make it?
Well, not too bad. I told him you had had a hard day.
Well, you don't know the half of it.
Oh, I just might.
Here I am. I'm trying to do a follow-up article on Laurie. I run into Ben, and I asked him if I could
You do an
just-
interview with Laurie, and he said no.
Was Ben over here?
No, he's at the clinic cooling down. Boy, you really hit a sore spot, Jane.
Well, what am I supposed to do? McGovern wants that second article. I can't get anything new from Brubaker. I can just hear Ben ranting now about how callous I am.
Oh, he was angry, but he stopped short of calling your names. I guess he's pretty well simmered down by now.
Well, I'm certainly not going over there to find out. I don't see how a man so educated can live in such a small world.
Jane, don't be such a judge. The man's been through an awful lot.
I'm not judging, Mom. I'm saying, a man as intelligent as Ben could at least have the control to say no politely. He came after me as though I was trying to attack Laurie.
Well, education never stopped a man's passion, and you're no exception to that.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean the way you and Carla used to always go at one another. You never saw me waving your diploma around.
Oh, Mom, now come on. You're twisting the comparisons all around.
Oh, no, I'm not, Gene. You had the mind of a reporter, but the heart of a father. Now, Ben has a medical knowledge and the love of a husband. Now, don't tell me about small worlds, Gene.
But can't...
Because when a loved one is in danger, nothing else matters.
Can't he see that all I'm trying to do is get Blue Nobles off the street? Doesn't he understand that that's the only way that Laurie or any of the other women in Kingsley are going to be safe?
Oh, yes, I can, but Ben can't.
Yes. Which brings me back to point number one. If Ben would use his education and his intelligent mind, he would let me talk to Lori. And why are you always sticking up for the other guy?
Maybe it's because when you start in, the other guy is never there to defend himself.
Terry!
Oh, listen, can I come in for a minute?
Come on in.
Thank you.
Terry, I'm so glad you could come over. Jean and I were talking about how things are going over at your house.
Jean, I'm here to apologize.
Terry, you already have at your office.
Now, look, I want you to know that I meant it. And when I go home tonight, I'm going to try to talk to Ben.
You see, Jean, all that fretting about nothing.
Oh, Mom, please.
Terry, now I got a nice little roast just ready to come out of the oven, and I've invited a guest.
I'm
and I thought
afraid
maybe-
I can't stay for dinner, Ione. Lori's going to be fixing dinner tonight, and I promised her I'd be there.
Oh, but that's fair, but I never did get to tell you who's coming. It's Dave.
How nice.
Oh, I thought we could make it a foursome.
Mom, stop creating romances and just tend to dinner.
I'm not creating romances, Jean. I'm just being hospitable. He's awfully handsome. Think about it.
Terry, you have a minute? I'd like to talk with you. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. At least Ben might think so.
What's that?
I talked to Sergeant Brubaker, and he said that he's going to be coming over to ask Lori some more questions.
Oh, does he know I'm getting advance warning?
Yeah, he told me to tell you. And I don't think Ben's opinions are going to outweigh John's authority.
Jean, about what happened at the office
Terry,
today...
please, no more apologies.
No, this is an explanation, okay? Now, look, we both know what a good person Ben is, and we both know that he's been through a lot in these past months. Now, he struck out at you today because he felt so totally helpless. He can't get his hands on Lori's assailant. He can't rush the legal process, and he can't get the police to go any faster. And when he reaches out to Lori, she rarely returns his comfort. And then you stepped in.
A perfect target.
And he was venting more than his anger. What you saw today was a man so totally frustrated by his own helplessness.
Does he realize that, Terry?
Well, the sergeant's coming over to talk to Lori. I hope he realizes it as soon as possible.
Well, what you've just said helps me not to take that scene so personally. And I was a bit frustrated myself. All my professional life, I hated when reporters would get their story at any cost. And when Ben made it sound like I was one of them, I couldn't take that. But thanks for telling me that. I really appreciate that, though.
Right on time. Now, Terry, you sure you can't stay for dinner?
No, really. Thank you again.
Marianne, this is Amber's mother.
Hello, Mrs. Phillips.
Kate, please.
You know, I'm glad you're here. You can join us and help us celebrate.
Oh, what are you celebrating?
Oh, it's just an office building we're putting up. Yeah, it's another multi-million-dollar contract.
Oh, really? Does it have a name?
Oh, yeah, Canterbury. I think they named it after the architect. I'm not really sure, but I certainly didn't name it.
I think I know what it would have been if you had.
Yeah, well, my sister and I are out celebrating tonight. The paperwork just came through, so we'll be able to start construction the first sign of spring.
Why don't we go to our table now?
Yeah. Join us, ladies?
I'm afraid we can't. We were just having a mother-daughter talk.
In other words, I am being reprimanded again?
Hardly. But we haven't spent that much time together as it is, so...
I understand. No problem. I'll call you later. Okay?
Enjoy your time. I've never met a good-looking man who knew the art of protocol.
And your string remains unbroken. I can't believe him sometimes. Another multi-million-dollar contract.
Actually, that sounded rather impressive, if it's true.
Oh, it's true. From what I know of Gil so far, he's honest.
Conceited, but factual. Those are the worst kind. Do you like him, Amber?
I think I like not liking him. I like not falling into his arms and letting him sweep me away just because it leaves him so confused.
Oh, you're terrible.
Oh, come on and look at it. His whole life he's had girls after him.
Maybe he resents them for it.
Meaning?
Make him chase you and he'll love you all the more. Be careful, Amber. I know he looks and sounds so proud, but he could be very vulnerable.
Now what'd I do wrong?
Wrong. You ought to tape record yourself sometime, Gil. You bragged your way through that whole conversation.
Marianne, if I don't tell her what I've done, who will?
Let someone else praise you.
Look, Marianne, I've never met a man who's ever given me a compliment. It's because they're all too jealous.
Gil!
Sure you can't stay? Smells good.
Oh, I'd love to. But I was telling Ione that Laurie's going to be fixing supper tonight, so I want to be there for that.
Well, that sounds like an encouraging sign.
It is.
And I think we've seen the worst of it. Has there been any word on Blue?
Nothing.
You know, when I was treating him in the clinic, there was such a gentleness about him. He acted more like a frightened kid than a violent rapist.
I almost wish that I could see him like that.
Yeah, that's what's so terrible about crime. When everything's exposed, well, what seems so evil at arm's length can be so sympathetic up close.
But if it was one of your daughters, would you still feel that way about him?
I'm sure I wouldn't. But in a way, my daughters have been taken away from me, but there hasn't been any attacker. They haven't been molested or kidnapped, and I can't ransom them. The closest I can come to finding a guilty party is me.
But you've been forgiven of that guilt.
Yes, I have. Look, the next time I start going on about my personal problems, you have permission to leave the room.
Oh, I don't mind at all.
Terry is still here. I can't talk you into staying for dinner?
No, thank you. I really got to get going. I'm going to be late. Well, goodbye, all. Thank you, Ione.
Well, we see you, Terry.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Charming lady, isn't she?
Yes. In many ways, she reminds me of my ex-wife, Kate.
Dr. Phillips, you never told me when you divorced your wife.
Well, I didn't divorce her. She divorced me about 4 years ago. And I must say it was for a very good cause.
Blue, come on out. The best chance you've got. You raped her.
No, I didn't. She was my girlfriend.
Shut up! Ronnie, Lance, the police, not even Laurie's family want you half as bad as I do, Blue.
I didn't rape her, honest.
You tried!
She was so beautiful, and she wouldn't listen.
You put her into a mental institution, Blue. That's where you belong.
Well, she's not yours. You're not married to her.
She's the best thing that I ever had. Don't you see what she means to me? Don't you? You know, I can take the Ronnies and the Lances, my father. I could even take scum like you. But if there are no more Lories, no more Mary Anns, well, then what's left? There's nothing.
You and me. You and me.
Shut up! Shut up!
You and me. You and me.
I'm gonna kill you!
No. You can't. You can't. Because I didn't rape her. I never had her. I never had her. And neither have you. Huh?